Hey guys, my name is Lucas Wiener and I am doing the week 2 discussion question 1, which states, as you may already be aware, our society demands us to fit in. But we must remember that Jesus stood out from a crowd. He was different and you need to do the same. How would you convince your friend or yourself that you should not participate when the pressure is on to get involved in the world of party or plain old temptation? What steps might you take to convince someone to stay out of that scene? When I read this, I personally felt this because I am someone who is naturally people pleaser. I want to do everything that I can to make people like me. And a lot of times when you go against the crowd, when you don't fit in, people don't like you as much. You're different. And people don't like something that's different from them. So say you're at a party and people are pressuring you, peer pressuring you to do something. For me, it's very easy to kind of put aside what I think is right or what I think is wrong and simply follow the crowd so that way I can please people that I like. I can make people like me better. And that's something that's very easy for me to do, to fall into that temptation of simply doing whatever I can to get people to like me. When I was researching a little bit for this, I came across a site called College Life. And they were talking about how to overcome peer pressure when people are pressuring you to do something that you personally don't feel is right or could have negative repercussions in the future. There was a few really good things they said. The biggest thing, though, that they said is to think about the consequences, because every action has a reaction. And a lot of times when it comes to partying, that reaction is negative. Say you're partying and you get drunk, you could get incarcerated. See, that's not something that you want to do. So when there's an opportunity arises for you to make a very bad decision, I find it very helpful to pause and think about the future. Will I regret doing this in a week, a month, a year? Will I ever regret making this decision? And if the answer is yes, simply don't do it. It can be immensely hard to say no, to say I am going to be different, I'm not going to do this. But when it comes down to it, just being a little bit weird or having a choice you'll regret in the future, I think it's pretty easy to make that decision, because you don't want to do something that you'll massively regret in the future. So the best thing here is to know that there are consequences for everything that you do. And when society demands us to fit in, the best thing that we can do is simply say, no, I won't mess my life up just to fit in. And overall, if we remember the consequences, it's a lot easier to stay away from that life of